This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Thursday, the 28th day of August in the year 2025. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here is what we're tracking tonight. An early morning fireworks display this morning signaled the final pour of cement to connect the new Demerara River Bridge. President Irfan Ali was on site to celebrate the milestone as the construction of the bridge nears full completion. The president explained that the new bridge is likely to go into full operation in September as work is continuing on the approach sections to the bridge.
So the bridge is structurally going to be completed. As I said, after this, the final concrete will be poured, the final piece of pavement. There's one section of the entrance on the the east end that will be completed. And of course, we had some modifications of the design, putting in a collector's lane for better traffic management and traffic flow. So that is being completed. So I would say very early in September, we will be driving on and off of the bridge.
On the approach road being built on the eastern side of the bridge, the president explained that the work is ongoing, but is likely to be completed within days, as some of the work had to be stalled because of the bridge's construction. On the western side, President Ali said a number of structures that were set up to facilitate the construction of the new bridge have to be removed as the collector's lane is being completed. He said the old Demerara Harbor Bridge still has to be removed, and engineers are now looking at that. According to him, a number of areas are being examined for the relocation of sections of the old bridge. The president said it is now a moment of celebration, and there should be no apprehension about using the new bridge when it becomes open to traffic. The four-lane bridge spans 2.6 kilometers, connecting Nandi Park on the east bank of the Demerara to Lagrange on the west bank. Its total width, including the four lanes, shoulders and median, is just over 23 meters, providing ample space for safe and efficient traffic flow. With a height of 50 meters, the bridge is specifically designed to accommodate Handymax vessels passing underneath. It was constructed at the cost of $260 million by the China Railway Construction International Company. Construction work began just over 2 years ago. More news coming up in just a moment.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
We voted for the PPPC again.
The mission has been renewed, and the hope for a better Guyana lives on with the PPPC. Get ready for the victory at the PPPC Grand Final Rally on Saturday, August 30th at the Lusignan Market Square from 4 p.m. Be part of the Red Tsunami. Bring your flags, raise your voices, show your love for country as together we march into victory and advance the transformational journey of inclusion, hope, and prosperity. Hear from your leaders, President Dr. Mohammed Irfan Ali, General Secretary Dr. Barrett Jagdeo, Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips, alongside national and regional leaders. They will deliver the message of victory, hope, progress, and transformation. The PPPC remains the only truly multi-ethnic political party with a proven track record of achievement. Free university education, thousands of new jobs and business opportunities, affordable housing for families, improved healthcare and education, expanded agriculture and food security, world-class infrastructure, a brighter tomorrow for our youth. Up, up, up with the PPPC Grand Final Rally, Saturday, August 30th at the Lusignan Market Square from 4 p.m. Together, let's make history on September 1st at the general and regional elections. Vote PPPC, stronger together for a better Guyana.
The APNU Coalition campaign now moved to Region 7, Bartica, on Friday, the 29th of August from 6 p.m. Come out and hear from our candidates. Come out and hear about our people-centered development strategy that puts you first. Come out and hear from our Prime Ministerial candidate, Jurita Fernandez, our presidential candidate, Aubrey C. Norton, and others. On Friday, the 29th of August from 6 p.m., Bartica will vibrate with a people-powered campaign. APNU, putting people first.
Guyana's agriculture sector is growing stronger than ever. Over the past 4 years, Guyana has made remarkable strides, emerging as the only self-sufficient food-producing country in the world. Revenues earned from the oil and gas sector are being reinvested to improve agriculture, to build better roads, upgrade drainage and irrigation systems, and introducing of modern technology to boost food production. Together, these efforts are creating a stronger, more resilient food system for today and for generations to come.
On the campaign trail tonight, the We Invest in Nationhood Party moved into the mining town of Linden last night with its final rally push in that community. Linden, which has been a stronghold of the People's National Congress and the PNC-led APNU for several years, has found itself in the center of the battle for votes in Monday's elections. In addressing their rally at Mackenzie Minibus Park, leader and presidential candidate of WIN, Azruddin Mohammed, played down concerns about his political experience as he seeks public office for the first time. He said Linden and Region 10 have been neglected by those who have boasted about their experience.
These so-called leaders that boast about political experience, they just boast about political experience. After 59 years, we have gained independence. We have problems with everything. Everything we have problems with. We need leaders that can represent the people. We need leaders that will look out for you. We need leaders that will lift you up. For too long, Region 10 has been left behind, neglected.
The billionaire businessman turned politician told supporters that Linden is in need of jobs and opportunities. He said a government under his watch will invest in manufacturing, people empowerment, and the re-establishment of an aluminum plant in Linden to support the bauxite industry.
All the bauxite going out of the country, but we're going to ensure the bauxite going out to make the same aluminum products. Going to make the same products. So we will be setting up a factory here so that our people will get jobs. Our people will get jobs. We will train our people, and our people can even be shareholders in these companies.
According to Mohammed, a WIN government would also seek to build a glass factory in Linden to aid in creating jobs and put more money into the hands of Lindeners and other residents of Region 10. He accused the PPP civic government of discriminating against the town of Linden because citizens are not supportive of that party. He said such actions should not be encouraged or supported. According to Mohammed, as the heartland of Guyana, Linden deserves better. He said there will be the establishment of a University of Guyana campus in the town under his watch. Turning his attention to security matters, Mohammed said there has been too much bloodshed in Linden at the hands of the police, and it is time for the Commissioner of Police and the commander in the town to get it right. He said he would ensure law and order are restored in the country by allowing the police to do police work and not have members of a government led by him contacting the police for favors. Muhammad also promised an increased cash grant for citizens under a government led by him, as well as major infrastructural projects to push a development agenda. A number of other WIN candidates also spoke at the rally and highlighted various plans of the party, from women and youth empowerment and development to the reform of the Guyana Elections Commission. The WIN party, which was formed a few months ago, has been moving across the country with its campaign, expressing confidence that it could follow its name and win at Monday's elections. Well, President Irfan Ali has promised additional benefits and increased disposable income for Guyanese that he believes might force Guyanese living abroad to return home. Speaking during a party public meeting in Eccles 2 nights ago, the president said the plans and programs outlined in his party's manifesto will see benefits like never before, reaching the people.
When you look at the business, the benefit stream that will come out of the next 5 years, a lot of our brothers and sisters in the diaspora will come back home. And we want them to come back home because home is where they belong.
The president said the government will also create safe investments vehicles so Guyanese can put their monies and get returns. He said there will be enough space and investment opportunities for all Guyanese here and abroad to benefit.
The objective is to put more money in your pocket. Not only the direct transfers that the Prime Minister spoke about, but the opportunities that will come from the investment the government will make. We have to work on an efficient transport system that will reduce your cost of transportation. At Storeville Rally, I reminded you that when you add the yearly pension at a minimum that we will give to you, 2 persons in a home, it is equivalent to what more than half the world population earn in a year. Understand this.
He said the government will also create the environment for persons to invest in data centers, fertilizer plants, and agro-processing plants, as well as manufacturing and industrial development in support of transport and logistics.
And your government will de-risk those opportunities so that the lending rate will come down, so that the risk will reduce on the lending, and your investment will be safe and profitable because the government will de-risk the investment.
President Ali reminded his supporters not to vote for parties or individuals who are likely to put their investments at risk. In addition, he teased another cash grant for every Guyanese if his party is re-elected. Still on the campaign trail, APNU newcomer and youth candidate Rovaldo Birbal wants Guyanese to head to the polls on Monday and vote for his party, ensuring that the governing PPP is removed from office. At the public meeting in Caribbean, Berbice on Wednesday night, Birbal said Monday must mark the end of injustice and a system that works against the poor and working class. He said corruption under the governing party has been at its highest and must not be allowed to continue.
You are voting against the high cost of living. The high cost of living is on the ballot, Caribbean. We are voting against a system that does not cater for the poor people of this country. The high cost of living is an unrelenting burden on the common citizens of Guyana. And what has this government done? Nothing. I say to you, after September the 1st, 2025, that ends.
Birbal said the last 5 years were marred by a number of extrajudicial killings, with many families still awaiting justice. He emphasized that the injustice must end.
Comrades, we are voting against injustice. We are voting against corruption. We are voting against extrajudicial killings in our country. And I say to you, when we elect the next government of this country in the form of the APNU, when we elect the next president of this country, His Excellency Aubrey Compton Norton, we will have a society where young people can roam the streets of this country without fear, where they can walk the streets with their heads held high and know that they are safe. Because in order for the youths of this country to grow safely, the PPP must go. Comrades, Adriana Young is on the ballot. Ronaldo Peters is on the ballot. Or in Boston, Keon Fudgene, we shall not forget.
Vouching for APNU's presidential candidate Aubrey Norton, Birbal told the residents of Caribbean that Norton comes with no baggage, and he is convinced that an APNU government under Norton's leadership could turn the country around for a better Guyana. Taking the stage, the presidential candidate Aubrey Norton accused the government of being in a mad rush to open schools and hospitals ahead of the elections. He said many of those facilities now lack resources.
So what it says to you is that they are not interested in delivering medical services. They are interested in building buildings so that they can get the corruption money from it. Construction in this country is not being done to provide quality roads to the people. Burnham built this quarantine highway years ago, and it lasts well over 30 years. They have already rebuilt it since they empowered twice. It speaks to their incompetence. It speaks to their corruption.
Norton said billions of dollars are being squandered by the administration through corrupt practices, while the poor and vulnerable continue to struggle. He said through the implementation of its people-centered manifesto, the APNU will work to alleviate poverty and provide Guyanese with a high quality of living.
We are going to give you free house lots once you are 18 years and above and earning 400,000 and under and do not own a house. The APNU promises you a house lot, free of cost. The senior government officials sell themselves and friends properties at next to nothing. But when it comes to the poor man, they want him to pay large sums if you put it against their salaries. And that is why we say Guyana has endless land, and we will deliver to the citizens of this country free house lots.
The presidential hopeful also laid out the coalition's rent-to-own housing plan and rent assistance program, which he believes will make housing more accessible for low-income families. Turning to the education sector, Norton said while the government boasts about delivering free education from nursery to university, they are merely correcting a wrong done to the people of Guyana when they took away free education. He said under an APNU administration, school children will benefit from free transportation, hot meals, and the $120,000 per year grant. Norton also promised a number of programs that he intends to implement once elected to cushion the high cost of living.
Whether you're heading up the highway or just picking up the kids in Guyana, do it in power and style with the Isuzu MU-X. With the 7 full-size seats, turbo diesel power, and off-road control, Isuzu MU-X is built to handle any family lifestyle. Available at Marix, the authorized Isuzu dealer. Call 226-1306 for more details. Isuzu MU-X, robust, safe, and bold.
The moment is coming. He has the ball. Will he make the shot? And he made it! Goal! This is the biggest win we've seen in ages. Feel the rush with every bet and win big. Play online at www.ibetgamesur.com.
With iBet Supreme, every game is your game. iBet to win.
I Bet Supreme.
Must be 18 years and older to bet.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
You never vote neither. So you don't know if anybody gonna know which party you vote for.
Not because I never vote. I know that when I vote, nobody can see which party I voting for.
Why should I believe you? You.
Let me help you with something, young man. The young lady is correct. The freedom to vote for a political party of your own choice on election day is yours. Nobody will know which political party you voted for. Once you would have marked your ballot paper and folded it as directed, nobody will see which political party you would have voted for after you would have placed your ballot paper in the ballot box. You're guaranteed that your vote will remain a secret.
Oh, thanks, big man. For sure, I'm gonna vote on election day. Now to feel confident that nobody will know which party I'm going to vote for.
For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washing me use wash me clothes and I can say Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks to Washi soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright, have my clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder have my clothes smelling nice, of course.
Distributors located in the Starbrook Market.
When you are identified at the polling station as the voter you claim to be, you will be given a ballot paper for you to vote. The election official who gives you the ballot paper must stamp it in your presence at the back of the top section and bottom section with the official 6-digit number of the polling station. If you are given an unstamped ballot paper to vote, it is your right to insist that it must be stamped correctly before you accept it to cast your vote. If you vote on a ballot paper that is not stamped with a 6-digit number, your vote will not be counted because a ballot paper that is not stamped is not valid. It is your constitutional right and civic duty to vote at the upcoming general and regional elections, providing you are listed in the official list of electors. Vote early on election day. For further information, contact GCOM on 225-027729, 226-6557, 223-9650, or visit the GCOM website at www.gcom.org.gy.
The Carter Center has announced the arrival of its full team of election observers for Monday's elections. In a statement today, the Carter Center said its observers are now undergoing training in advance of their observation of Election Day, tabulation, and the post-election environment. The chairperson of the Carter Center's board, Jason Carter, who is the grandson of late U.S. President Jimmy Carter, is leading the Carter Center's observer mission for the local elections. In the days leading up to the elections, Mr. Carter will be meeting with key stakeholders, including political party candidates, civil society organizations, government officials, and other international election observer missions before observing the polling, counting, and tabulation. Country Director for the Carter Center, Jason Calder, said this is an important moment for Guyana's democracy, and the Carter Center encourages every Guyanese eligible to vote to make their voice heard, and is hopeful that the electoral process will be a fully transparent one that reflects the will of the people. The center's core team of electoral experts arrived in late June and issued a preliminary statement last week, summarizing key observations in the pre-election period. It will issue reports that offer an independent and impartial assessment of the electoral process, the Carter Center said. The Carter Center is here at the invitation of the government of Guyana and has a long-standing commitment to Guyana. It has worked in the country since 1991 to strengthen democracy, support civil society, encourage sustainable development, and reinforce the rule of law. The Carter Center has observed elections in Guyana in 1992, 2001, 2006, 2015, and 2020. In wake of concerns that the governing People's Progressive Party may have access to the private data of citizens provided to the government, PPP General Secretary Vice President Bara Jagdeo today claimed that the private cell numbers of citizens being contacted by the PPP were gathered from various sources. In recent weeks, citizens have been complaining about receiving a flurry of phone calls from PPP activists on their private cell phone numbers and being questioned about the PPP's 5 years in office and being provided with information on upcoming party campaign meetings. Some of the activists carrying out the calls said the party provided them with the name and numbers that they should call, while others said the names and numbers had been gathered from the cash grant database that was provided to the government during the distribution of the cash grant earlier this year. This afternoon, Mr. Jagdeo was questioned about the issue at his press conference.
We acquired those numbers from various sources. That's all I'm going to say. We acquired a number from various sources.
When he was questioned about the same issue 2 weeks ago, he said then that the numbers had been obtained by party activists during their walkabouts.
No. But most people, there's a register. We have a lot of information and submitted by our activists when they go around the country. We have a lot of information that when we go around the country, we pick up information, people's numbers. It's canvassing. We canvass online too. We as a party, we canvass people. It's a routine thing. It happens around the world. You call people and say, the government has done all of these things in 5 years. We're looking forward to your support. Can you give us your support in the elections? We value people's support. We're going to work for their support. We convince them. Right, so if the person doesn't want to talk to you, they hang up, or they say, "Don't call me." So it's canvassing online is something that's done, or through telephones, it's done routinely around the world. The Democrats do it, the Republicans do it, everybody does this.
Today, the vice president denied any use of data provided to the government. He said the data provided to the government is safe. On Wednesday, I received 2 phone calls within 30 minutes from persons who stated that they were calling from the PPP and wanted to ask questions about the party's performance in office. The woman in the first call, when questioned by me, stated that the information with the private number and name to contact was provided to her by the party and had been gathered from the cash grant data. But how did you get my number?
Because it's on the list, sir.
What list?
Well, I guess you would have received your $100,000 cash grant that was shared last year and early this year.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I guess that's why it's on the list. We're just doing the procedure.
Okay, and so you're calling from where?
I'm working with the PPPC in the call department.
The second caller said she was unsure about the source of the information, but she said she was working out of the PPP call center that she said was located at the Royal Hotel. But you're calling my private phone, so you must have gotten a number from someplace. This is my private number.
Like I said, I'm being paid. I was hired to work under the PPPC, and that is it. I do not know.
So you don't know where you had the number from?
No, they distribute this paper that I have in my hand here, and have a lot of people number, and I think Albertown, I'm doing Albertown at this moment.
Okay, they just give you this paper with random numbers or something? How do you
Random number.
Well, how do you get my name and the number? That's what I'm trying to find out because it's a private cell phone number.
I do not know. The paper was just given to me. Honestly, I swear.
And you're working at an office or at home? Where are you working?
No. Actually, we're situated right now at the Royal International Hotel.
Today, the vice president said my questioning of the party's activists was abhorrent and should be seen as harassment, although it was his party's activists who called my phone. Industrial Matters report tonight the Guyana Teachers Union and the Guyana Trades Union Congress have moved to the High Court to secure a contempt order against the Attorney General, the Minister of Finance, and a number of government and regional officials for breaching the court's order by failing to deduct union dues from the salaries of teachers and have those dues remitted to the Teachers Union. Through their attorney Darren Wade, the unions want the court to order the Attorney General Anil Nandlal, the Minister responsible for Finance Dr. Ashley Singh, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education Chanel Hussein Uttar, and the regional executive officers of Regions 2, 4, 5, and 6 to be committed for contempt of court over their failure to comply with the orders of the court. More than a year ago, High Court Judge Sandal Kisun ordered the government to refrain from withholding the salaries of teachers who had taken industrial action back in February of 2024. The government was also ordered to refrain from discontinuing the process of deducting the dues from the wages and salaries of teachers and to have those remitted to the Teachers Union. In the court documents seen by news source, the union said despite the order of the court being served, the parties involved have failed to adhere to the court's orders. The unions contended the regional executive officers of Regions 2, 4, 5, and 6, despite being served, have failed to process and facilitate the lawful deduction of union dues, issue and remit checks to the Guyana Teachers Union, or otherwise take steps as accounting officers to comply with the court's orders. The unions also said the conduct of the REOs, the Attorney General, the Minister with responsibility for Finance, and the Permanent Secretary of the Education Ministry amounts to a flagrant and deliberate defiance of the judicial authority of the court, a reckless disregard for the rule of law, and the continuing contempt calculated to frustrate and nullify the constitutional rights of the GTU and its members. The union says such disobedience strikes at the very heart of the administration of justice and warrants the strongest sanction of the court. The two unions, the GTU and the GTUC, have provided documentary evidence to support the application before the court.
Hey Nick, why you look so sour about it?
Hey Brooks, bro. I tell Fiona, let me do something to make a quick raise, but she ain't want to cooperate.
Well, fill me in, cause I broke myself.
I tell Sheila we sell we vote, but to do that, we have to take a photo of our ballot when we done vote.
And you won't get paid for that?
So I hear, bro. The man said they know somebody that can pay you when you show them a photo of the ballot paper that you vote for them party.
Well, bye. I in that with you, cause I need a raise too.
Well, the two of you are going to go ahead without me. Because first of all, GCOM say you have to turn off your phone when you're there in the police station. And secondly, if you're found guilty selling your vote, you will have to pay a fine of $6,000 to $5,000 plus 6 months in jail. Right? So you're going to decide who paying the fine and who going to mind your children while you're in jail. Okay? And you the Jagdish, you could go and explain that to your wife.
What? Pay a fine and go to jail too?
Nah, I'm not in that.
For more information, contact the GCOM on 2250-27729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Guyana. Let's make history together. The time has come to put you, the people, first. One opportunity, no do-overs, no second chances. This is it. The final rally, the final APNU rally before you vote. We stand together to build a Guyana where everyone matters. On Saturday, August 30th, 4 p.m., square of the revolution. This is a new beginning for you, where jobs and opportunities are created for all. Families can live in dignity and security. Corruption is rooted out and accountability restored with the next vice president from Essie Kribo, Ganesh Mahipal. The first female and indigenous prime minister from Bartica, Jurita Fernandez. The first president from the mining town of Linden, Aubrey C. Norton. Guyana, one opportunity, no do-overs, no second chances. This is it. The final rally, the final APNU rally before you vote. Saturday, August 30th, 4 p.m. Square of the Revolution. Come, join us as we celebrate this journey together. These elections, putting you first. Your time is now.
Vote APNU, putting people first.
Live the island dream. It's your chance to be one of over 100 winners in the Island Dream promotion. Win your share of more than $1 million in cash and prizes. Plus 2 all-inclusive weekend staycations for 2. And that's not all. Score coolers packed with Buster, Turbo, Altitude and Viva. Just buy any can or bottle of Turbo, Buster, Altitude or Viva. Find the code starting with BB. Then visit at Buster Guyana or Turbo_Caribbean on IG or Facebook for details.
Live the island dream, get money. Live the island dream.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyana is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyana's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial and aerial transportation. Guyana has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Svetlana Marshall in the region. Brazilian police and tax officials carried out a series of raids early on Thursday across the country, targeting multi-billion-dollar money laundering and fraud schemes linked to organized crime in the fuel sector, authorities said. Multinational energy firms have struggled for years to root out organized crime from their distribution networks in Brazil, and the Revenue Service said this week's crackdown related to schemes involving more than $1.84 billion in fuel imports and billions in domestic fuel sales. It said other illicit financial transactions linked to the schemes had moved through fintech companies from 2020 to 2024. Authorities said they had served about 350 search warrants in 8 states and sought to block more than $1 billion in assets. The number of animals infested with New World screwworm (NWS), a flesh-eating parasite, has risen by 53% in the 4 weeks to mid-August, Mexican government data reveals. While infestations by the fly larva primarily affect cattle, Mexican officials also registered cases in dogs, horses, sheep, and humans. According to local media, dozens of people have been treated for the infestation in hospitals in southern Mexico. The rise in affected animals in Mexico comes just days after U.S. health authorities said that they had confirmed the first human case in a patient who had returned to the U.S. from El Salvador. NWS was declared eradicated in the U.S. in 1966 after sterile male flies were released to disrupt the insect's reproductive cycle, and Mexico followed suit in 1991. However, it has remained common in tropical and subtropical areas of Central and South America and has recently been spreading north, with the first new case reported in Mexico in November 2024. And finally tonight, international news. 2 children have been killed in a shooting at a Catholic school in Minneapolis, which has left more than a dozen people injured. The attack happened on Wednesday morning at Annunciation Church, where children were attending a worship service during their first week of school. The shooter died at the scene of a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The FBI is investigating the incident as an act of domestic terrorism and hate crime targeting Catholics. The attacker has been identified as 23-year-old Robin Westman from suburban Minneapolis. The motive is currently unknown. The attacker, described as being dressed in all black, approached the side of the church, which also houses a school, and fired dozens of shots through the windows using 3 firearms. Officials are investigating whether the suspect shot inside the building or if all the shots came from outside the church, noting that no casings from bullets were found inside. Minneapolis police said that the attacker did not have an extensive known criminal history and acted alone. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall, wishing you a pleasant evening.